why not debate her?
Well, wait. But because they already know everything. They say, oh, Trump's, not doing the debate. That's the same thing they'll say now. I mean, right now I say, why should I do a debate? And everybody knows her, everybody knows me. But when I looked at the hostility of that, I said, why am I doing it? Let's do it with another network.
But this morning, new questions, with Trump posting on Truth Social. And I ask, why would I do the debate?
Why won't he debate her?
The late, great Hannibal Lecter is a wonderful man.
Let me count the ways.
I brought my Bible.
No surprise here, Tiny Fingers is trying to back out of the debate with the leader, Kamla Harris. And as her lead grows, there's a palpable sense of panic in Trump's circle of suck-ups, as well as man-titties himself. The latest polls show her up more than 7 points and leading in swing states. So Trump fears that a debate could be the slam dunk for his biggest nightmare. Losing, not just to a Democrat, not just to a person of color, but to a woman.
I watched ABC Fake News this morning. Both lightweight reporters, Jonathan Karl, ridiculous and biased interview of Tom Cotton, who was fantastic, and their so-called panel of Trump haters. And I asked, why would I do the debate against Kamala Harris on that network?
Does that sound like a normal person to you?
You know what I'd do if there was a shark or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time.
No, it sounds like exactly what it is. A mentally ill sociopath who is flailing like a drowning man, ready to pull anyone under to save himself.
I want to ask you about what Donald Trump had to say just a couple of days ago. He said, and this is an exact quote statement he put out, "My administration will be great for women and their reproductive rights." Is he now going to be campaigning on abortion rights? What's going on here?
He will be great for women. He was great for women.
The woman who successfully sued former President Donald Trump for sexual abuse was up early today.
That interview with Tom Cotton was not only fair, but it only partially scratched the surface of his lunacy. For the record, Tom Cotton has defended slavery.
Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton is facing criticism for describing slavery as a, quote, necessary evil.
Cotton also said he opposes women in the military or former military from getting an abortion, saying that their prior service makes them property of the government.
What the hell did you just say?
He defended the pardons of January 6 criminals based on the stolen election and calls himself an Army Ranger, even though he never was an Army Ranger. He also wanted to violate the law by attacking protesters with troops after the murder of George Floyd.
We should send in the troops if necessary to restore order.
So Trump is attempting to blame his tiny penis on the media, again mocking Stephanopoulos' size like he did with Rubio. Dude has a problem with size.
There's the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes.
And if you want to get down to it, there's only one person who knows the truth firsthand.
Why did you body shame him? Why did you do that? And that's not something I would normally do. You know what I mean? I only did it because he called me a liar. Hey, Mr. Trump, all you have to do to prove I'm lying right now, drop your pants.
But the ironic part of Trump's whining is this. For the first debate, the candidates' mics were muted while the other person spoke, which upset Trump because he wanted to talk over Biden and thought he could bully him.
Would you want the microphones muted in the debate whenever you're not speaking?
We agreed to the same rules. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. I'd rather have it probably on, but the agreement was that it would be the same as it was last time. In that case, it was muted. I didn't like it the last time, but it worked out fine. They're trying to change it. The truth is they're trying to get out of it because she doesn't want to debate. She's not a good debater. She's not a smart person.
See, Trump's afraid. He's terrified that if the mics are left open, Harris, a former attorney general and an experienced prosecutor, will destroy him.
You are fake news.
And after 45 minutes of Diaper Donnie whining, it will become painfully obvious that the sweating, slurring sociopath can barely finish a thought, much less a sentence. Trump knows that with the mics left open, Harris will pull her own Hulk Hogan and body slam him, and he is quivering. Harris ain't Joe, and she will drive a spike through Donnie's orange head, and he won't have a bandage to hide his wavering mental acuity. What Trump really wants is his junior high posse of howling monkeys, shouting over Harris and applauding his third-grade insults. It's becoming more obvious every day that not only are Americans tired of Trump's childish antics,
we could very well have a sitting president under felony indictment.
His hate, his xenophobia, but they see that Harris has the right stuff. Americans ponied up $500 million over the last month to Kamala Harris's campaign, while Trump had to get on his knees for RFK Jr. and Musk to try and end around of America's increasing rejection of his dotardly words and promises.
And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body.
Just look at Donald Trump in the past few days. I mean, this notion of him trying to make up with Brian Kemp, the popular governor of Georgia, who he was blasting just the other day, saying things like, I'm going to be great for women and for reproductive rights. I'm a great leader on IVF. I mean, he clearly is flailing right now, and people have been telling him for weeks, focus on policy, focus on policy, focus on policy. He hasn't listened, and now he's really got a lot of ground to make up in these polls.
To that point, Trump is already backing away from his own insanity. He's afraid of Harris because Republicans know she will eviscerate him. Take abortion. Even though Trump has backed a federal ban of abortions, Pouty Funkwinkle here is trying to spin Trump's repeated flip-flops on a woman's reproductive rights.
Can you commit, Senator, sitting right here with me today, that if you and Donald Trump are elected, that you will not impose a federal ban on abortion?
I can absolutely commit that.
If such a piece of legislation landed on Donald Trump's desk, would he veto it?
Well, I think it'd be very clear he would not support it. I mean, he said that explicitly.
It?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not supporting it as the president of the United States, you fundamentally have to veto it.
So he would veto a federal abortion ban?
I think he would. He said that explicitly.
I'm very pro-choice.
I'm pro-life.
You're pro-life.
You believe in punishment for abortion, yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form. We got it back to the states. We did the Roe v. Wade thing, which they've been trying to get it done for 50 years. I got it done.
But while Tom Cotton attempts to attack Harris's political evolution of single-payer health plans, Trump will say whatever the evangelicals want.
Since I was proudly the person responsible.
The history of debates always favors the person who can best act in the moment, and we've seen both candidates in action.
Just yesterday in the state of Florida, they decided middle school students will be taught that enslaved people benefited from slavery. They insult us in an attempt to gaslight us, and we will not stand for it.
Quiet, quiet, quiet.
There's been a report out that 48 bomb threats have been made against Jewish centers all across the country in the last couple of weeks. There are people who are committing anti-Semitic acts or threatening to.
You see, he said he was going to ask a very simple, easy question. And it's not. It's not. Not a simple question, not a fair question. Okay, sit down. I understand the rest of your question. So here's the story, folks. Number one, I am the least anti-Semitic person that you've ever seen in your entire life.
Jews will not replace us!
Quiet, quiet, quiet. See, he lied about he was going to get up and ask a very straight, simple question. So, welcome to the world of the media.
Would you accept that that was a good example of the smooth running of government?
Yeah, I do. Let me tell you about the
Were there any mistakes in that?
Wait.
And Trump would be at a clear disadvantage debating on MyPillow, much less a trained prosecutor. The Republican Party is gone, and it's been replaced by a cult of personality without the personality. Trump has all the charisma of a doorstop and is incapable of remembering a password, much less going toe-to-toe with an experienced foe like Kamala Harris.
Donald Trump wants to take our country backward. But we are not going back.
The disease that is Trump has a cure, and that is not up for debate.
I'm a better looking person than Kamala.
Oh yeah, don't eat the worm.
Damn right.
I'm ready, let's go.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
Trust me.
Shut the fuck up, Darren.
Who's with me? Oh yeah, the lie.
Indictable.
Out of sheer morbid curiosity, I'm allowing this freak show to continue.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Damn right.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.